Hey, what up, guys? Coming to you this morning with a what's next. This one is on former lightweight champion Richard Commey of Ghana, Africa. Commey last fought in December when he lost the IBF lightweight title and got knocked out against Teofimo Lopez. It was somewhat of a mild upset. To me it wasn't. I picked Lopez to win, but I did feel it was a pretty close to a 50-50 fight. But, a lot of people felt, I think it was more because of the way Lopez won is why people, interpreted that as an upset because he knocked Commey out in the second round. But I don't think the end result is that big of a difference. Spells that, says the dynamic between the two fighters. Like, I don't think Lopez is that big of a difference of level of fighter, I guess is what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense. I don't see a big difference, a huge difference between these two guys. I think people were right to say that it was going to be a close fight and that Commey could pull off the win over Lopez, but Commey went out careless, in my opinion. He went right at Lopez and left himself wide open and got caught and hurt badly and couldn't recover. So that's why I think Commey got knocked out in 2 rounds. But be that as it may, Commey is ranked in a couple governing bodies low by the WBC and the IBF. I think he's number 10 and 11 between those two. So he's not highly ranked in any governing body right now. Original plan was for him to come back in April to fight, just to stay busy fight. But that, obviously it never got finalized, and then now everything's pushed back because of coronavirus pandemic. So let's run through the top 10 and see what's next for Richard Commey, the former lightweight champion. All right, we start with number 1 in the division is unified champion Vasily Lomachenko. This fight's not going to happen. Lomachenko's loading up for a unification bout with Teofimo Lopez, so no chance here. Number 2 is Teofimo Lopez, the undefeated IBF champion. Lopez said he wouldn't be opposed to a rematch at some point with Commey. It's just not going to happen next. Lopez is almost for sure going to face Vasily Lomachenko in a unification bout next, so this won't happen. Number 3, Jorge Linares, former 3-division world champ. I don't think this fight has a chance for a couple of reasons. One, Linares is lined up to face undefeated Ryan Garcia next for the, in a WBC, some kind of a WBC eliminator. So I don't see, because of that reason, but also it's Golden Boy working with Top Rank, and I just don't think they'll get together for this fight next. So no chance of it happening next. Number 4, Luke Campbell. I think there's an outside chance of him and Campbell going at it because Campbell looks like he could get asked out by the WBC in terms of the whole Devin Haney and the WBC title situation. Campbell was supposed to face Fortuna for the vacant title. Devin Haney requested, since he's healthy now, he requested to be reinstated as WBC champion. He was the champion in recess because of an injury, and the WBC said okay to that. So now Haney's a champ again, and with Campbell being the number 2 contender, does that mean Fortuna's going to move straight to the number 1 spot and face Haney and leave Campbell, on the outside looking in? That's possible, but even if that happens, I think it's an outside chance that Campbell would face a guy like Commey in some kind of an eliminator. But I think Campbell also, it's more likely for him to move up to 140 and compete there. So that's what I think probably going to happen. Number 5, undefeated WBA regular champion Gervonta Davis. He's not going to give Commey a look right now. Commey's coming off that loss. It'd be too high risk a fight for a guy like Davis, who's trying to establish himself at 135 and is likely going to face Leo Santa Cruz next. So not going to happen. Commey's number 6. So number 7 is Javier Fortuna, former junior lightweight champion. He's lined up for either a WBC final eliminator or for the world title next, so this fight's not possible. Number 8 is French contender Ivan Mendy. One of the few possibilities I think here could happen because Mendy is trying to move up the ranks himself and get into a world title contention. Commey, not a bad opponent to take right here for him. He's a top 10 guy. He's a solid lightweight. He has a win over Luke Campbell in 2015. He fought him hard in their rematch in 2018, but lost the decision. But at the end of the day, he's a very solid lightweight. So I wouldn't completely rule it out, but I don't think Commey wants to go here next. So I don't see it happening. Number 9 is Lee Selby, former featherweight champion. Not seeing this one. Selby's a solid fighter, but I don't. But he's lined up for a final eliminator for the IBF #1 contendership against undefeated George Kambosos next. So no chance of this one. And then finally at number 10 is former 3-division world champion Ricky Burns. I'd like to see the fight, but I don't think it's gonna happen next. But I think if there's a chance at anybody, Ricky Burns might say fuck it and go after a guy like Commey. Because Burns, I don't think Burns wants to take too many tune-up bouts in between. You know, he's older. He's at the last stage of his career, and I think he just wants to get in there in meaningful fights. Does he want to take on a guy as tough as Commey to try to get into, you know, some kind of an eliminator? He might have to, and that's the point. So that's why I think this fight's possible. So that's it for the top 10. So personally, Commey's kind of a high-risk, low-reward guy. He's not a huge name, and he's very good. He's very tough, very solid. So, you know, you don't want to risk it unless there's something guaranteed, like a title on the line, which he doesn't have anymore, or a final eliminator. So who do I think he could go after next? In the top 10, the only possibilities, and I don't think either one happens, but the best possibilities would probably be either Ivan Mendy or Ricky Burns. I don't see them happening, though, because I don't even know if Commey wants them, to be honest. But those guys might not want the fight either. But I don't know if Commey wants to fight, because he's probably going to come back. What I think he's going to do is come back and just take a stay busy fight and move forward after that. He's with Top Rank and ESPN, so Bob Arum will give him somebody to, you know, to walk through on a decent card, and he'll get some, you know, get a showcase and, you know, move forward and possibly go for a final eliminator world title shot sometime next year. So that's it for former lightweight champion Richard Commey, my number 6 lightweight in the world. I hope you enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.